Okay. I'll do West Shore and you do Edgewood. And welcome back to the Junior Senior High School of Edgewood Junior Senior High, where Friday night locker room, Orville Susong, Steve Wilson, Alan Slaughter-Zinski bringing you the girls basketball game, which has just ended. The West Shore girls winning over the Edgewood Indians 27-20. A nice ball game at the end of the first quarter. West Shore was up 14-2 at half. It was 18-6. Indians came back in the third quarter, made a ball game out of it. It was 22-14, but West Shore eventually added 7 more points on the board, and they won. The girls won 27-20. So we're going to get started now with the middle school boys, and this game is brought to you by DeCandio and Associates, Allstate Insurance, located in Port St. John on 950 Fay Boulevard, Port St. John. Jennifer DeCandio, the principal agent. You can give her a call at 631-3777. They also have an office in Mims. You can give them a call there at 267-8711, or you can stop by at 3239 North US Highway 1 in Mims. We're all set to go. 8 minutes on the clock. The West Shore Wildcats with the ball. We'll give you the starters in just a second, but handling the ball right now, Scott Megatu. And we're going to have a jump ball right away.
It's Josh Mims for Edgewood right in there. Then Mims will bring the ball in. Looks like number 21, Leighton Kunick, will bring the ball up court for the home team. Kunick looks, he passes to the far side, back to Kunick at the top of the key. He's looking, he's got 2 defenders on him, dribbles in, puts the shot up, and he's fouled on the play. Looks like by number 42, Adam Shelton. And number 21, Leighton Kunick, is going to bring the ball back out. Official blows the whistle, hits the ball, and we're ready to go here. Looking for his defender inside the number 11. That's Justin Cook. Back out to Mims. Mims over to Miller. Miller inside to Kyle Russell. Russell fighting with the ball.
Again, we're going to have a jump ball call.
Yep.
That's 2 of them already here in the early start of the ball game.
Possession arrow back to the Wildcats.
West Shore will take the ball out of bounds. And taking it out of bounds will be Scott Magito. Got a timeout here. We're going to have a couple new players coming in the ball game for Edgewood into the ball game. Josh Mims back in. He was out for a second. Now he's back in. 7:42 to go here in the first quarter. No score here on the campus of Edgewood Junior Senior High School. Number 33, Scott Magito, ready now. Takes it out of bounds, gives it into Josh Freeman. Knocked out of bounds by the Edgewood Indians. Good defense there.
John Michael Zepp with a nice block. Swats the ball into about the 3rd row behind the cheerleaders.
Number 33 now, Scott Magito again trying to get it in. And he finally does. Off to Josh Freeman. Freeman passes down. Here's a shot off the glass. No good. Rebound by West Shore. We're going to have a foul at the 7:30 mark. It'll be against the Edgewood Indians.
Might be on Mims for reaching in there.
West Shore will take the ball out of bounds underneath his own basket.
Call's going to be on Kyle Russell, not Mims.
Sam Sack will take the ball out of bounds. 7:30 here in the first quarter. Official set now, hands the ball off to Sack. Sack trying to get it in. He finally does. Ball on the ground. Dishes it off right in the middle of the pack to Dante Shelton. Shelton now, we're going to have a foul on.
Looks like this one's going to be on. Well, this one's going to be on Mims for a push. For Mims for a push.
So the West Shore Wildcats will take the ball out of bounds. Sam Tassack will do the honors. He's got number 42, Dante Sheldon, on the right side. Sheldon will flare to the outside. They'll give it underneath, wide open. Shot is up and good by Scott Magito, and that will be the first points of the ball game. West Shore up 2-0. Indians will bring it down court. Number 11, Justin Cook, doing the honors.
He's over to the near so far side. Back to Cook, Russell. Shot from the corner, long shot by number 11, Justin Cook. Rebound to the Wildcats.
Magito with the rebound. He's going to dish it off to Sam Tassack. Tassack over into the far side to Freeman. Freeman backs, lost 2 back to the Indians, and it will go back to West Shore. Nice hustle by Josh Freeman to get the ball back in the corner, fakes a 3-point shot, dishes it back to the out, over to the right side. They go underneath again to the big fellow, Dante Shelton. Shelton shot up and no good, but we're going to have a foul on the play, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
This should be the 3rd foul here on Edgewood.
Dwight Bygraves, number 23, will go to the line. 2-0. Only 2 points scored right now is by West Shore, and that was by Scott Maggetto. Going to the line now for West Shore will be Bygraves. His first shot is up a little bit too hard off the back of the glass, and it was no good. Bygraves gets ready now for his second shot. 2-0 favor of West Shore. Second shot is up again, a little bit too hard. Rebound goes to Indians, and they're going to call a foul on West Shore. The Indians will get the ball out of bounds.
And Mims looking to inbound the ball. He does so to the point guard, Leighton Kunick, and Kunick will cross midcourt and swings the ball over to number 11, Justin Cook. Cook with a long 3-pointer, and it's good. Cook with a 3-pointer, and it's 3-2 Edgewood. West Shore brings the ball. And number 23, that's Dwight. Back to number 33. 3-point shot, no good. Number 42 there is Dwight Shelton.
We have a foul on the play. Who made the last shot for Edgewood, the 3-pointer?
Justin Cook.
Justin Cook, there he is. I couldn't see him there. My fault. So the score now 3-2. Justin Cook, like Alan said, with a nice 3-point shot. Edgewood now up 3-2 over West Shore. Going to the line now for West Shore as he was fouled in the act of shooting will be number 23, Dwight Bygraves. Second opportunity for him. He was at the free throw line the first time, missed 2. This shot is up. He doesn't miss that one. Bygraves will get his first point of the ball game. We're all tied now at the 5:56 mark. Coming into the ball game now for Edgewood will be number 34, Dustin Smith. Bygraves now ready to go for his second opportunity. He is 1 for 3 from the foul line. Shot is up off the front of the rim. Edgewood gets the ball. Now we're on the floor. We're going to have a scrum, and we're going to have a jump ball, and it will go to the Edgewood Indians.
Justin Michael Zepp in there for Edgewood, tying things up. Possession arrow to the home team here in Edgewood, and it looks like their point guard, Leighton Kunick, will bring out the ball. And we seem to be having the same problem as we did for the girls' game. Orville, nobody's bringing the ball out.
Yeah, they forget to bring the ball with them.
Kunick inbounds the ball here to Justin Cook, who has the lone point so far for Edgewood. He swings the ball over to the near side. That's number 32, Zepp. Oh, and a great steal by Dwight Bygraves. He's going to dribble, drive, penetration in, and the layup doesn't go, but that's number 42 right there with the rebound. He's going to be fouled from behind. I can't see the number there. Looks like number 34, Dustin Smith, to get called for the foul from behind.
West Shore will take the ball out of bounds now underneath their own basket. Doing the honors will be Sam Tassack. Gets it in to Josh Freeman. Freeman back over to Tassack. 3-point shot up and good for Tassack.
Nothing but net on that. Nothing but the net. Good-looking shot. Kunick now for Edgewood will bring the ball across the mid-stripe. He swings it over to number 11, Justin Cook. Cook to the tallest guy on the team on the floor is Michael Zepp. Zepp back to Cook. Cook looking to gets it over to Kunick. Kunick with a 3-point shot, and it's in and out, and the rebound there by number 33. That's Benner Kent.
West Shore with the ball now down to the other end of the court to go. Josh Freeman gives it off. 3-point shot, no good, nothing but air.
Dustin Smith jumps in, grabs that rebound as Justin Cook brings it up. Kunick, point guard, dribbles back, hands the ball off to Cook, top of the 3-point arc circle. Kunick evaluates the situation, gets it over to Cook. Cook to Zepp. Zepp back to Cook. Cook shoots, no good. Rebound back to number 33 again.
Scott Maggetto with the ball. Long pass down court. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Kyle Russell, the Edgewood Endings, and so it'll be a turnover. West Shore will get the ball back, and we'll have a timeout at the 4:20 mark here in the first period on the campus of Edgewood Junior Senior High School, and it will be West Shore 6 and the Edgewood Indians 3.
This Friday night locker room is funded by Mike Erdman Nissan Cadillac. The dealership located on the 520 Causeway, Merritt Island, is an authorized sales and service outlet for new Nissan and Cadillac products, and it carries a line of used cars and trucks. The website is MikeErdmanMotors.com. The telephone number 453-2050. Mike Erdman, the sales team and the service crew are community-minded, bringing tonight's game to the public over SpaceCoastDaily.com.
Megiddo, Bygraves, and Tysack. That's a 3 scores so far for West Shore. For Justin Cook is the lone 3-point shot for Edgewood. So we're standing at the 4:20 mark, 6-3 in favor of West Shore. Now we're getting ready to go with the action again. West Shore will take the ball out of bounds, and Abdullah Shazar will do the honors underneath the basket. And we're referee now, official, over to the scorer's table to make sure that everything is okay. We're going to pull. Well, they're going to they're going to give it to the Edgewood Indians now. So Justin Cook will take it out of bounds for the Indians.
An ongoing theme tonight, up and down the floor.
Now the officials are going to check again.
Head coach
Carlos Mantilla of Edgewood.
He looks great tonight in a 3-piece suit or 2-piece suit there with the jacket and the pants. Speaking with the official, wanting to know what's going on here, is Charlie Rossi, kind of listening in from his bench.
Now it's going to go back the other way.
I'm not sure that they're moving the possession arrow here.
That might be the problem. And so anyway, West Shore will take the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be knocked out of West Shore hands. Indians will get the basketball back.
And that is point guard Leighton Koenig bringing it up, and we got a foul on the play here. It looks like that's going to be on number 2 here. Yeah. So Edgewood will look to bring the ball in. Koenig taps the ball. He gets the ball out to Cook. Cook, no 3-point shot that time. Good defensive play there by Sam Sack. But it's stolen away again by number 32. That's John Michael Zepp, and he cashes in for 2 with the layup.
West Shore now loses it out of bounds, and the Indians will get the turnover. And all of a sudden, it's a 6-5 ball game. 3 points for Cook, 2 points for Zepp for the Indians. And Megiddo with 2, Bygraves with 1, Tysack with 3. So we're setting at 6-5. Indians with the ball at their end of the court.
Koenig barks the signals. He throws in the number 34 there. That's Dustin Smith, and he's going to be fouled by, that's number 42, Dante Shelton. Just 4 fouls so far for the Wildcats, so no bonus here as Koenig looks to inbound the pass. Nothing opening up for him as the Wildcats playing great defense. He throws it all the way back to the midcourt. Justin Cook looks to dribble drive in. That's shut off. Swings the ball to the top of the 3-point key to Michael Zepp. Back to Koenig. Dribbles to the far side. Over on the far side is Justin Cook. Cook has the ball knocked out of his hands by number 12, Abdullah Shazoo.
3:38 to go here in the first period. West Shore up 6-5 over the Edgewood Indians.
Cook with 3 of the 5 points so far for Edgewood will inbound the ball here, and he does so to the point guard Koenig. Koenig underneath. That is number 32 with a beautiful 10-foot jumper. John Michael Zepp, and that's 4 points for Zepp.
West Shore with the ball now, almost lost it. We're going to have a reach over by Kyle Russell of the Edgewood Indians. And Dante Shelton with the ball. And Russell is called for the foul. Now 6 fouls for the Edgewood Indians, 4 fouls for West Shore. Now the officials again having trouble controlling this ball game with the free throws and also possession arrow. So they're over at the scorer's table again trying to figure out who's going to get the ball.
Well, there are a couple of things that I didn't quite prepare for tonight, so I'll take the extra time.
So 7-6 now. Edgewood finally goes up for the first time. They've got 7 points. West Shore now with the ball. 3:24 to go here in the first quarter. They finally get the ball into Freeman. Freeman's going to dribble it down. He's going to be fouled by Justin Cook of the Edgewood Indians. That'll move the fouls up to 7. And they'll go to the line for it, shoot 1 and 1. Going to the line for West Shore will be Josh Freeman. Freeman with no points this evening. He is 0 for 3 from the field. Coming back into the ball game now will be Abdullah Shazoo. And he's standing at the half-court line. First shot up off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to West Shore. They'll lose it underneath, and it will come up to the Indians.
That's number 32, John Michael Zepp, who's bringing the ball up. He slows things down and gets the ball back to Cook. And we've got
travel call.
I didn't see it. Travel call on the play there.
So Cook will draw the travel. It'll be a turnover. West Shore will get the ball back out of bounds. Scott Megiddo will take it out of bounds. He's got 2 points for West Shore. Trying to get it in, having trouble. Long pass now stolen by the Edgewood Indians.
That's Dustin Smith now. Oh, Dustin Smith gets the ball across the mid-stripe, and that's Kunick, the point guard, dribbling around, looks, hands the ball off to Cook. Cook pivots back to Kunick. Kunick dribbles to the far side, down the side of the key, and he's going to be fouled by number 32. That's Brenner Kent for the Wildcats.
This portion of the Friday Night Locker Room is brought to you by Craig's Auto Service. Craig's Auto Service makes mechanical repairs to all makes and models of foreign and domestic automobiles. They are located at 60 Sunset Drive off U.S. Highway 192 in West Melbourne.
And Kunick gets the ball in, and Cook looks to dribble, drive in, and the ball is going to be stolen away. That's Shelton again. Not Shelton, check that. Brenner Kent.
Shot is up, no good. Rebound West Shore. Shot is up again, and this time by Scott Megiddo. And he's got 4 points in the ball game. Score now 8-7 in favor of West Shore.
Kunick pushes the play, gets inside. Nice dish off to Dustin Smith, who puts the ball off the glass to put the home team back on top 9-8. Orville.
West Shore now with the ball. Josh Freeman to the left side. Little floater up, no good. Rebound shot back up by West Shore, no good. Indians rebound.
Dustin Smith with the rebound gets it ahead to Cook, who's going to be fouled on the play there by Josh Freeman. Going to call a trip, which it certainly was. And now you're looking at the Wildcats with 6 fouls. 13 fouls so far here in the first quarter. 9-8. Edgewood with the lead over West Shore. 2:09 to go here in the first quarter. Josh Mims gets the ball into Kunick. Kunick back to Mims. Mims sizes the situation up. Passes the ball here to the near side. Back over here in the three-point arc. Mims off the side of the glass. And no good. The Wildcats with the rebound.
Wildcats will take the ball down court. Josh Freeman on the right side now moves to the top of the key, swings it back over to the right, giving the ball to Shazoo. Shazoo in a little bit of trouble, but he gets it off to a teammate, and that is number 23, Dwight Bygraves. Bygraves off the glass for 2. He's got 3 points, 4.
And Kunick pushes the play up as he's done for most of the game. Ill-advised pass there by number 32, John Michael Zepp, but Kunick tries to get the ball back. He cannot. The ball is taken up, and that's Dwight Bygraves for the Wildcats. It puts them up by 3. Orville 12-9 as Kunick pushes the play once again. He gets the ball across the mid-stripe to Mims. Mims is going to be fouled on the play. His second straight foul. That's going to be charged to Josh Freeman.
And that will put him in the penalty, and we'll go one-on-one here, and Mims will go to the line. Mims with no points at the present time. He's made 1 shot and missed it, but we're looking at a 12-9 lead here by the West Shore Wildcats over the Edgewood Indians.
Mims with his first shot. It's up, and it banks off the glass and off the front of the rim and in. So Mims with his first point of the night, and the home team is trailing now only by 2.
12-10. Now Mims with his second of his 2 free throws.
Nothing but net there as Mims gets his second point, and the lead is 1 for the Wildcats at 12-11.
So we're all set to go here with the ball. West Shore trying to get it across. We're going to have a foul called at the half-court line. They'd gotten the ball into Scott Maggetto, but there's a foul on the play. And going to the line will be Dwight Bygraves. Bygraves with 5 of the 12 points for the West Shore Wildcats. He's got 3 free throws. He'll go to the line now to shoot 1-1. First shot is up again, a little hard off the glass. He gets his own rebound, and then it's taken away. We're on the floor. We're going to have a foul called. I don't understand how they can call a foul or a timeout when the ball's on the ground and nobody really has possession, but they always seem to be able to do that. But they're going to call the ball they're going to call the foul on Bygraves, and now they're going to walk to this end of the court with 56 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and they're going to let the Indians take a shot or two.
My favorite timeout called in basketball at any level is when you're in the air getting ready to go out of bounds timeout.
Yeah. They do that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the line is going to be
Josh Mims.
Josh Mims is back at the line. He was 2 for 2 on his last 2 free throw attempts. Mims takes a deep breath, puts the ball up, and he is now 3 for 3 from the line as this game is all knotted at 12 apiece with 55.7 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Mims with his second free throw attempt, and that's in and out.
Shelton with the rebound for West Shore. Dishes over to the far side to Freeman. Freeman's going to break it up now. He is picked up by Dustin Smith at half court. Around to the left side, knocked out of bounds by John Michael Zepp. And it will go back to the West Shore Wildcats. They'll have the ball on their end of the court with 44 seconds left to go. Here in the first quarter, we're all tied up at 12-12.
Good-looking hustle play there by Michael Zepp on that one, forcing the West Shore Wildcats to have to inbound the ball.
West Shore brings the ball in. They finally get it into Tassac, and they'll throw it back outside to Freeman. Freeman now going to keep it, looks up at the clock. There's the pass, a shot off the glass, and it is good by Scott Maggetto. He's got 6 points for the Wildcats.
That's just a good-looking assist from Josh Freeman right there, the West Shore Wildcats, as Leighton Kunik brings the ball up with 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And that is turned over by John Michael Zepp.
Freeman with the ball now, a little back, behind the back dribbling to get himself out of a little bit of trouble. Shot hard off the glass, no good. Rebound by Zepp.
Zepp, they got 4 seconds to get the ball up, forced to play. Nice looking save by Dustin Smith. The ball was going out of bounds at the buzzer. The shot by Kunik is no good.
So at the end of the first quarter, we're looking at 14-12 in favor of the visitors. The West Shore Wildcats will give you the scoring real quick for West Shore. Zap Tassac with 3 points. Dwight Bygraves leading all scorers with 5. He's number 2 with 5 points. Scott Maggetto of West Shore with 6. And the scoring for Edgewood.
Justin Cook with the first three-pointer of the game. He's got 3. Josh Mims, 3 of 4 from the foul line, so he's got 3 points. John Michael Zepp leads the Edgewood Indians with 4 points. Dustin Smith with 2 points so far tonight.
So the score 14-12, and while we have an opportunity, we want to remind you, if you need life insurance, auto insurance, you have some property you want to put a piece of paper on, or commercial, 401k you want to roll over, you can get a hold of Jennifer DeCandio. She's the principal agent at DeCandio & Associates. Allstate Insurance, located in Port St. John at 950 Fay Boulevard. You can get a hold of Jennifer at 631-3777. We're going back now, 8 minutes on the clock, 14-12 in favor of the West Shore Wildcats.
Ball possession here looks like it's going to go to the West Shore Wildcats, right? You just said that, didn't you?
I believe I did. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So West Shore take the ball out of bounds, handling the ball now. Thomas Wellman in the ball game. We're going to have some new guys in the ball game here. West Shore with the ball, and it will be Henry Pavlik with the ball. He'll over to the left side, looking for a little bit of room, and he finds some on the outside, and that will go to Andrew Carey. Carey hands off the ball to Thomas Wellman. Wellman off the glass, no good. And the ball will go out of bounds. Joining us now, the head coach of the Florida Tech Panthers, Mr. Billy Mims. Coach, welcome to the Monday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room.
Hey, it's always a pleasure to be with you guys, and you know how much I respect you. You guys do a tremendous job for high school sports. and student athletes across Brevard County, across the Space Coast. It's wonderful to see you out here tonight. I know you did the girls' game prior, and this is middle school basketball. Most people think this time of the year is nothing going on. It's football season. It's football season.
Right.
It's football. But volleyball's going on, and lots of other sports. And hey, middle school basketball is in its height right now, and you guys are out here tonight. The girls, I know how exciting for them it was to be broadcast tonight over the air, and for these guys to be on my son. I know Josh was extremely excited, and he went out there and he hit his first 3 free throws.
There you go. While we were talking to Billy Mims, Zane Sanders with a free throw, and now the ball is stolen by West Shore, and getting the 2 points is Henry Pollock, so that will put him up to 16-12. Indians with the ball.
Coach, talk about, not every kid's father is a college basketball coach. So how's that work out for Josh? And does he come to you often to help with his game?
Well, the crazy thing about it, when parents look at you and say, oh, his dad's a college basketball coach. And, if he's any good at all, they say, oh, you've been teaching him. You work with him all the time.
Right.
Being a college basketball coach is a pretty full-time job. So, no, I've never really spent a lot of time teaching him to play, but he's grown up around the game. When you say this gym rat, he's a true gym rat. And he sat on the Florida Tech bench for years. He's watched us call plays. He's watched our guys win games. So I think being around the game is a great way to teach yourself how to play the game.
Coach, you come down here and you watch this game. Even your son is playing a different format in middle school. Score 16-12, still in favor now of the West Shore Wildcats. Different. You have a format where if you play in the first quarter, you play in the third, and the second and fourth, and then the coach subs in between. How tough is that for a coach? Which way would you go, first, third, or second, fourth?
And it's funny, I've seen both coaches use different philosophies with different teams that we've played against in this. So it was a great look inside there by Edgewood. West Shore playing a really good 2-3 zone down here. They're packed back into a zone. Kind of remind me of us playing Rollins College. Tommy Klusman's the king of the zone over at Rollins. He runs a better zone than Jim Boeheim at Syracuse.
Oh, no. Be careful now, Coach. This is going out worldwide now. Jim Boeheim may be listening to it.
Hey, I tell you what, Tommy wins with the zone with less talent. Jim Boeheim has great talent in his zone.
Absolutely. West Shore steals the ball. Leif Rucum will take it down court. He'll hand off to Palak. Palak drive in the lane. He'll pull up now just north of the key. Dishes off to the right side.
This was a great matchup a couple of weeks ago in the first game. I don't know if you reported that, but the second time these teams have met, the first game at West Shore was a 58-57 barn burner.
Wow.
As good a basketball game as I've seen in a long time on any level.
Long shot there by West Shore, rebounded by the Indians. They'll come back this way.
That's we got a bunch of new players in the game now.
Well, you'll have all new players in the second quarter. West Shore with the ball now. That's going to be Paquito Montebello, and he'll miss the shot, but he'll get fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You talk about the philosophy of first and third, second and fourth. We've played 6 games. Edgewood are coming into tonight 4-2. They're second place in the district behind Cocoa. And Josh has played every other game second and fourth. So tonight he told me, he said, Dad, we're switching it around. He said, I'm going first and third tonight. So I was like, oh, okay. I don't know the change in philosophy, but I know Coach Montilla has made a few changes, in his groupings for this game tonight. So obviously we'll see how that goes. But as I said, some teams have had the philosophy, well, we'll put our best players on first and third, see if we can build a big lead and try to hold on to it. Other teams have gone best players second and fourth, try to hang in there in the first and third and have your best players on late. So I don't really know. After seeing it done both ways, I'm not really sure which way I would go.
Sanders with 2 points from the free throw line. Then to put the score to 18-12. Indians with the ball. We're going to have a foul.
Coach, I wanted to ask you, Coach, about your summer. You had an interesting summer.
Do I have a summer?
You took your basketball team over to London. Talk about that a little bit.
Do I have a summer? I got to tour Europe. But
I didn't have a vacation. I was working for 10 days in Europe.
Yeah.
We have 4 weeks of summer basketball camp at Florida Tech. And as soon as we finished our 4 weeks of summer basketball camp, we went into a 14-day training camp to prepare for a 10-day European tour.
Coach, all right. You were working. How many hot dogs did you eat when you were in Europe? Huh?
None. Zero.
Oh, there you
None.
go. Okay, that's all I want to say right there. That kind of nails it right there. No hot dogs, no cheap food. We're over there eating big time.
It was a great experience. Great opportunity for our players. I mean, the NCAA allows us to take a foreign tour once every 4 years. And in my 10 years at Florida Tech, I came to Florida Tech from a 12-year professional coaching career in Europe, in England. I lived in London for 6 years. I lived in Leicester up in the Midlands for 6 years. So I wanted it one day to use those contacts to be able to benefit Florida Tech and take our team over. And finally, after a long time of working to make it happen, it came to fruition this year.
Coach, we still want to appreciate, we talked to you on the sidelines at the Panther football game last week or 2 weeks ago. That shot up and good. And that is by Rowan Riker, I believe, and that's his first 2 points of the ball game. Scored now 18-14. I know we're in a basketball gym, but you gotta like what Steve Englehart and his coaching staff is doing for football down there in South Melbourne.
Absolutely, I think the world of Steve Englehart. Great shot there from West Shore. Steve Englehart is, most people look and they say they're 1-3. It's their third year. What's going wrong? But they've had probably the toughest schedule in America in their first 4 games.
Yeah, you have to look at it
They
that
played
way,
a great Newberry team in the opener and lost by 3 points. Could have won.
Yeah.
Then they go on the road to play a Division I team and could have won that game if it weren't for 9 turnovers.
Yep.
Then they, played at home and had a great win, won the first shutout in program history against a good Warner University. Then they go on the road and play the number 8 ranked Division II team in the country.
Yeah,
and again, next week, they got to go on the road and play another nationally ranked team in Delta State. So, I think we have a fantastic football program. We've got a great coach in Steve Englehart. He's got an outstanding staff, and long may they remain Florida Tech Panthers.
Indians with the ball now. West Shore with a 20-14 lead.
That's Jacob Babushka, if I'm pronouncing that right. Over here to the corner to number 2, DJ Peak. He shoots. Doesn't hit anything there. Peak hustles. Tries to get the ball back in there to number 10, but that's Babushak.
West Shore will take a ball out of bounds. That's Rube Cabe. He'll be doing the honors there.
DJ Peak, the little point guard in for Edgewood right now, he is one of the quickest kids I've seen in a long time. He's only a 7th grader.
That ball is stolen by Jacob Babushak, and he cashes in with an easy layup. 20-16 now. West Shore ahead.
Only a 4-point lead now by the visitors as West Shore with the ball. They get caught down into the corner. They'll dish it back out to Ungos. Ungos around, that's shot is up. I missed it by number 34, Zane Sanders. He's got 5 points in the ball game. Ball will come back this way to Edgewood.
Zane Sanders is a big boy in there for West Shore. He's kind of like Big Country in the middle, isn't he?
Ball's thrown out of bounds. It'd be a turnover.
Blocking foul.
Yeah,
they're going to call a foul. There it is.
They're going to call that on number 34.
On Big Country.
Yeah, you're just saying it right.
He's the big boy in the middle. I'm telling you, he's this 2-3 zone they're running. Tony Riopel is the varsity boys coach over at West Shore, and I'm sure Tony's proud of the way they're running this 2-3 zone. They're packed in there, and they're not giving up a whole lot inside to Edgewood.
Coach, I know you Indians get the ball in bounds. Shot, 2 points, up, no good.
Ooh, that's underneath number 12 there. Number 30 tries to go back up with it. That's Rowan Richter, and this is going to be a jump ball possession arrow
Timeout.
to the West Shore.
Timeout's called by
timeout?
West Shore.
Okay, there's
that
on the floor timeout again.
And you guys know this is a big rivalry in Brevard County sports, between 2 of the county's school of choice.
The girls were a little chippy.
It was, wasn't it? It was a rivalry game.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny? In both of these games, the press has been instrumental, Edgewood's girls, to get back into the game, full court pressure.
Yeah.
They got a lot of turnovers. They got some looks. And all of a sudden, they found themselves back in the ball game. And I tell you what hurt them. Kelly, I'm not sure of her last name, number 43 for Edgewood. Kelly, you've got her last name here for Edgewood. She wore 43 tonight. Oh, that's the boys roster.
Oh, that's the boys roster.
Wait a minute, I've got the girls roster here. I'll tell you in a second. Kelly Howard.
There you go.
Kelly Howard is probably the key to Edgewood's girls. And Shelby played a great game. I know you had Shelby on air afterwards.
Right.
Kelly fouled out early with about 6 minutes to go in the ball game. She fouled out, and I think that was a huge factor down the stretch because if she just stayed in the ball game, I've been watching their girls play, and I said, oh, what a shot.
Nice shot. Banked off.
That's
there.
a right off, and that is Emily, and he's got a three-pointer. He's got 5 points.
That
now.
was a huge three, wasn't it, for West Shore? Huge three. Banked it off the backboard.
Don't you have to call glass, Coach?
And I thought by this time of night the bank was closed.
That
That
shot, no
put
good.
Up, number 10 there. That's Babushak.
I was saying about Kelly Howard, though, she must average about 10 steals a game.
In and out by Babushak. He had to pull up there because Big Country was all over that one. Of course, we're referring to Zane Sanders. 3-point shot from DJ Peak. Does not go. Number 23 right back up with it. Mickey Moss, and he is fouled by Sanders.
And I believe they call him Mikey.
Mikey.
Mikey. I know it's like, he won't eat it. Let's get Mikey.
Mikey
Mikey
likes
ate it.
everything.
Mikey likes everything. And this, I'll tell you something about Mikey. He's going to the line right now, Mikey Moss. He's also one of the county's top young football prospects. Steve Englehart might have his eyes on him already, but Mikey's in the 8th grade here at Edgewood, but he plays in the recreation football league around here for the Merritt Island Mustang program out of what's the Mitchell Ellington Park over on Merritt Island.
John McClain's got his eye on him.
Well, and I understand he is one heck of a quarterback, so you might be looking at one of the future Brevard County quarterbacks there in Mikey Moss.
And the rebound comes down to Zane Sanders. He's going to kick the ball outside. They're going to ride down the middle, keeps the ball, layup, shot is up, no good, rebound. Edgewood Indians come back with it.
That's DJ Peak ahead to number 23, Mikey Moss, and he cashes in that time.
Hey, and you know what? We talked about him being a quarterback. He looked like a pretty good receiver on that one.
Did.
And we're going to have a timeout called by the
No, he called the foul.
Oh, he
there
did call the foul. I
number
thought
20, Sean Miller, that time.
Carlos stood up, and I thought the official gave him a timeout, but they're going to call a free. Scored 25-18 in favor of the West Shore Wildcats.
Coach, what's going on with the shoe program?
A lot of they're colorful, aren't
Yes,
they?
they are.
You know the thing that gets me? Have you guys noticed basketball players now wearing low-cut shoes all the time?
I can't imagine.
They do it in the NBA, and I think that's what the kids. Oh, what a steal! 2-on-1.
Jacob Babushak up to DJ Peak, and Peak with the off-the-glass kiss there, and it's 25-20 now as the Edgewood Indians close to within 5. Now they got the full court pressure on.
Ball going the other way now. That's Emina. Emina shot up,
Good call.
no good. And you're going to have a call by the official. And, Coach, right down here we saw just a minute ago, you don't see DJ Peak held the ball, let the guy pass. You don't see that much anymore. Everybody gets in such a hurry to get the ball to the lane. You know, they'll come down. He'll have one guy behind him. If they would just stop and let those guys float by, you're wide open. But they won't do that anymore. A great job by DJ Peak right there. Just waited for the guy to go by and then just laid it right up nice and
It's
easy.
good, solid, fundamental basketball. They're kind of what we call old school basketball, right?
I don't know.
A little bit of a head
know.
fake, a little bit of a weight, get the guy up in the air. When he flies by, make the easy open shot.
And use the backboard to do it.
He did.
Yeah.
Old school, you know. I'm sure Adolph Rupp would have liked that
Yes,
shot,
sir.
you know. A little old school basketball.
Let's put a peach basket up there. Shot by Imani, and that's good. And he's got 6 points for him.
Don't tell people your age here now, okay?
I read a lot, Curtis. I read a lot. 26-20.
No look. Oh, into number 23 there. That's Mikey Moss, but he tried to get the ball back out. Unfortunately,
Coach,
over the head of
Hey,
his
talking
receiver.
about those low-cut shoes,
Yeah.
I tell kids all the time, my players at Florida Tech like the low-cut shoes now too, but you know the problem? They watch the NBA guys do it. NBA guys have trainers that tape their ankles.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and so these kids don't realize that.
I would snap an ankle on a low
West Shore with the ball. We got a man one-on-one, and he misses his shot. We're going to have a whistle at the other end of the court. Coach, we did the McNair-Jackson game, middle school, a week and a half or so ago, and you look at this crowd here. I see you sneaking around in all these high school gyms looking at high school players, or maybe you're just there, you know, watching somebody play, but what a crowd. for middle school. You know,
Well,
there's more people here at a middle school game and was last week, but I'm assuming McNair and Jackson must be a real big rivalry.
Absolutely.
But there's more kids, more fans here watching this than there is at a junior varsity or a varsity game.
Which is a sad statement at times. I mean, the very first game of the year here was Space Coast versus Edgewood, and there wasn't an empty seat. It was standing room only. Rocky Jenkins said to me after the game, it was a great win for Edgewood. They won by 12 in the end. Rocky came over to me and he said, Billy, now we just got to figure out how to get this kind of crowd for a varsity game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We're going to have a foul called. Handling the ball that time was Agno, and he is going to be fouled. And the score 26-20 at 1:59 mark here in the second quarter. Guest sitting here with us, the head coach of the Florida Tech Panthers, Coach Billy Mims. We want to thank him for taking time. I know you could be up there with your lovely wife watching your son run up and down the court, so we certainly appreciate
well, it's my pleasure. Like I said, I ran into you guys a couple Saturdays ago on the sidelines of a college football game, and this idea came about, and I'm really glad to have you here tonight and glad to be a part of it.
West Shore will steal the ball, and they're going to keep it. They almost lost it again. Carey handling the ball. Now he'll hand it off to Palick. Palick back over. He'll slow things down. Ruka with the ball over to the left, now back to the right. A little bit of weave going on there. 26-20 with 1:30 to go here in the second quarter. Down in the corner, three-point shot up, nothing but air. Rebound Indians.
That comes down. McGuire Agno brings the ball down. That ball is poked away by Harvey Pavlik.
Two different philosophies here, what you're watching tonight between West Shore and Edgewood. Carlos Montillo is got Edgewood really playing pressure basketball. They're trying to force Edgewood, to force West Shore to take quick shots. They're trying to force turnovers. On the other end of the floor, West Shore sitting back in a 2-3 zone, trying to keep the ball out of the lane and just force jump shots and make Edgewood work to get good looks at the basket. So one's playing really pressure basketball, one's playing in packed-in zone basketball. Two very different styles, but very exciting game.
Coach, I've watched a couple of these games, and high school too, you know. A lot of times you have young guys that do not control the ball very well. You know, they come down. You get one or two guy that dribbles real nice, and you know he can stay away from the pressure and stuff. But I don't understand why you just don't send them down the middle. Of those guys are going to collapse and fouling. If you got a guy that can dribble halfway decent and shoot free throws, we're going to make 30 points from the free throw line.
Oh, absolutely. And you look at it right now. Both teams here in the 1-1. In the first quarter, when my son was playing there. It got into the bonus pretty quickly, and his first 3 points all came at the free throw line because when he got fouled, they were in the bonus. And how do you get to the line? Aggressive play. You have to attack the basket to create opportunities to get the free throw line. Nobody fouls jump shooters, so just sitting out there shooting jump shots aren't going to get you free throws.
Right.
I know coaches say, God, they're shooting a lot more free throws than us. Well, look at where you're shooting the ball from. If all you're doing is shooting jump shots, you're not going to get to the line. If the other team is attacking the basket, they deserve more free throws.
West Shore with the ball now. Pollock will bring it down. He's going to drive all the way in. He's going to take it himself. He's going to lose it. Stolen by the Indians.
Jacob Babushak throws the Mikey Moss comes over the back there, it looks like. He's going to call the foul on Mikey Moss as he came over the back of Thomas Wellman there. Wellman hit his head on the floor.
It looks like he's okay. I tell you what's interesting here, and I'm noticing as I've been watching this game, I said we run 4 big weeks of summer basketball camp, the largest summer basketball camp on the Space Coast, largest basketball camp east of Orlando. And I've been counting in the first half of this game. I've already counted 8 players from both teams that were in our summer basketball camp. So a lot of familiar faces on the court for me.
Coach, you put a lot. Is there teams there from out of the area also?
We do. We have a team camp. We run one of the state of Florida's largest team camps right now. We had 44 high school teams come to Florida Tech this July to play in our team camp. So we had over 600 basketball players on our campus, 44 teams from all over the state of Florida.
DJ Peak tries to get the ball into Mikey Moss with 33 seconds to go here. It's going to be called a jump ball with 33.1 left to go. No, he's going to. The possession arrow was to West Shore.
Jordan Jungus with the ball now is going to try to get it into Pollock, and he does. There's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Stolen. That was stolen by Paquito Montevideo. Barrio.
Very good. That's a great pronunciation.
Thank
there.
you.
I'm glad you did that, not me.
Paquito Montevideo.
And but again, that was aggressive defensive pressure from Edgewood. You know, they get the turnover, they get the steal, they attack the basket. Talk about icing a shooter there. The official just stopped him. You know, one official throws him the ball. The kid gets ready to shoot. Hey, I'm glad he made it because he deserved that, you know.
Yeah,
Second official tried to stop him before he shot it because West Shore's players were over at the bench talking with their coach, and that's perfectly legal to do. It's a 2-shot foul.
26-21 now in favor of West Shore. Edgewood back to the line to shoot the second shot.
Montevideo hits them both.
2 big free throws there.
Yeah.
You know, it's again, it's a close game. It's 26-22. Edgewood have the full court pressure on and trying to get some momentum going into the locker room.
Well, they just ran 5 seconds off the clock, and the ball was not put into play. So somebody needs to watch a little bit more about the clock guy. 26-22. 20 is the score. West Shore in the lead. We're going to have a foul. We're going to walk to the other end of the court. Now, we talked about this earlier, Coach. Not only are these basketball players young and inexperienced, these guys doing the officiating, this is where they start.
Absolutely.
So they're going to make a lot of mistakes. The coaches recognize that, I'm sure, and they're not going to get up in their face and say too much because these guys 5 or 6 years from now may be doing varsity when these guys are coaching varsity or playing varsity. So it's kind of a round robin there as far as we're working, trying to get better. Coach, give us a break, you know?
Absolutely.
20 seconds to go here. DJ Peak has the ball stolen by Harvey Pavlik. 15 seconds
Should
to
be
go.
white ball there. Let's
Yeah.
see which way he's got it.
Coach, you had a big AAU tournament here in the spring too, didn't you? Big AAU tournament?
No, it wasn't an
No, that-
AAU. It was high school
High
teams.
school teams.
High school teams. That's why I said we had 44 high schools from all around Florida and 4 international teams as well.
And you used gyms all over the area for
We
that.
did, yeah, we had to because we had almost 200 high school games played in 4 days, winding down to a champion in the final, the championship game, with more teams from outside the county than in the county. Can you believe this turned out that the final was Melbourne High School and Holy Trinity?
How about that? 2 rivals.
West Shore with the ball. Quick shot. Almost goes in at the buzzer, and it was an NBA 3 attempt.
That was a good look, wasn't it?
At halftime, it's the West Shore Wildcats 26 and the Edgewood Indians 22. You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room's Monday night edition of basketball. We want to thank Billy Mims, the head coach from the Florida Tech Panthers, for setting in with us. Billy, you know, we always like to see you no matter where it's at, and we certainly appreciate you taking the time to sit in with us little guys.
My pleasure. It's always, like I said, thank you to all you do for sports in Brevard County and all across the Space Coast. You guys have a commitment to student athletes, high school and collegiate, across this great part of the state of Florida, better than anyone I've ever seen. You know, you've been doing it for years, and we hope you continue to do it for years because you do so many great things here for sports in this area. And I have to say, before I get off the air with you guys, I have to say a hello, big hello to Esther and Marvin Mims. They're listening up in Moncks Corner, South Carolina, listening and watching. Oh, wait, there we are. Hi, Mom and Dad. They're tuned in because they wanted to. I told them you guys were doing the game, and they're like, do you mean we get to watch Josh play? So they were listening to the girls' game, and then once you got the video linked up, now they're watching. And my mom texted me, and I didn't know the video was up. And my mom texted me, said, I just saw Josh make his 3 free throws.
There you go.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
Well,
so
you
you
know-
guys got the video just in time for Josh to impress his grandmother.
Well, Coach, like I told you standing there on the sidelines, this is all new to us, you know, as far as the streaming goes. Steve and I have been doing this for 17 years, you know, thanks to Keith Lippert for putting this thing together 17 years ago and inviting us to start this thing. You know, obviously we lost Keith a few years ago, but
Very sad.
I'm sure Keith is up there, you know, what
Hey,
an idiot you guys
hey,
are.
wait a
You should have
minute.
been doing this years ago.
Wait a minute, you said this streaming is new?
Well,
Keith, you've been streaming to Keith for a while now.
well, yes, we have. And
Okay.
God love him. And, you know, that guy he was like MacGyver. He could take a quarter and a thimble and a paper clip and get us on the air, and we've lived through him for that. But our stream. I told you, we got streaming equipment now. We don't have to depend on the radio all the time because there's times when we can't get airtime.
Yeah.
So we hooked up with Giles Malone and Tom Palermo. Tom Palermo right now sitting at Sports Center on Merritt Island, keeping us on the air. First time we've done the video, so we want to say hello to Tom and thank him for doing all of that.
Well, thank you, Tom. Hello, and again, you guys are fabulous. For what you do for these kids. It's amazing. And you've been broadcasting so many games from so many locations for so many years. You were out there the other day. I remember you saying this to me, okay? We're standing on the sideline at Florida Tech football 2 Saturdays ago, and you said to me, Billy, I'm counting, I think there's like 12 players out there on the field that we've had on Friday Night Locker Room.
There was between the two teams, because we had 4 that was on Weber.
Warner,
excuse me. And they were Friday Night Locker Room players of the game, one time or another in their career as a high school player. And it's funny, I do a lot of the PA stuff for Rockledge High School and stuff like that. Senior night basketball or senior night baseball, one of the things that they write on, they write down a little thing, what I did best or what I remember most or what I liked most in high school. And it's always written on there, receive the Friday Night Locker Room player of the game, And
Wow.
Steve, we run into people all the time, and we always ask them, the college guys, if they've won, when they come back, where's your plaque? Do you still have your Friday Night Locker Room plaque? And every one of them knows where it's at. And Richard Burroughs, we talked to him. We interviewed him after the Florida Tech game because he was a big guy at Bayside, went away to school and then came back, and now Florida Tech has him. I believe he caught a touchdown last week for Steve Eaglehart's Panthers. But, we asked him. He says, I have mine on my wall. And so that means a lot to us, because those are we thank Al's Trophy Shop for doing that. That's part of that system there for the plaques and stuff. But it's a lot of fun, and we get to see a lot of great sports.
But you just mentioned right there 2 pillars of this community involved in sports: Friday Night Locker Room, Al's Trophy.
Oh, well, there you go.
Both have been pillars of the Space Coast community and sports for decades. And that says a lot about the commitment to young people.
Well, let me ask you this now. Game will be over here in a little while. You'll put Josh Mims, your son, in the car to take him home. Are you one of them dads that say, "What the heck's wrong with you, son? You had an opportunity." Or you just
as a college coach, you try not to put pressure on your kid. Because, like I said, when he was born, I was a pro coach in England, coaching on national television in front of 20,000 people in their big arenas, and he's sitting in a baby stroller, right behind the bench. So he's grown up watching our team play around the world.
Right.
And I've never pushed him toward basketball. That's why I didn't want to be one of these coaches that says, "Oh, I'm a basketball coach. My son's got to play basketball." We started out, he was born in England, and we started out with him playing soccer, and he was a pretty good little soccer player. And I kind of missed watching him play soccer because I thought he was pretty decent. I thought, he's got a British passport. He was born in England. One of these days, he could play professional soccer for like Arsenal or Man United,
Sure.
So I kind of missed those days, but I never pushed him toward basketball. But, after sitting on our bench for so many years, he fell in love with the game.
Sure.
And I think between watching Florida Tech basketball for the last decade, if you guys have been to games, anybody that's ever seen a Florida Tech basketball game will know my son because he's the halftime highlight show. He goes out on the court when we're in the locker room and he shoots threes from all over the floor. And I'll tell you a quick funny story about Josh. In 2012, we won the Sunshine State Conference for the first time in Florida Tech basketball history, men's basketball. And we had a great team that year. We were 23-7. We made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament. We're playing in Huntsville, Alabama, at the University of Alabama, Huntsville. Now, that was 3 years ago. So Josh is just about to turn 13. He must have been 9 or 10 years old, probably 9, okay? We go to Huntsville, Alabama, and Adidas give us a replica uniform for Josh. So he always looks like one of the team.
Right.
So he runs out on the floor. We always did this. I took this from England. If you ever watch British soccer games, When they come out on the field, they've got mascots in uniforms, right, that lead the players out onto the pitch before the game. So what I would do with Josh from his earliest days, we put him in a Florida Tech Panther uniform. He'd let us out of the locker room, and he would shoot the first layup in warm-ups. Tradition, everywhere we went. So we get to the NCAA tournament, and they said, well, he's not really part of your team. We don't really know if we can let him do that. Not sure the NCAA will allow that. I said, are you kidding me? He's 9 years old. He's a coach's son. And the guy in charge, he goes, we're going to overlook the rules tonight. Josh can lead the team out.
Oh, there you go.
Now listen to this. At halftime, he's shooting threes while we're in the locker room trying to figure out how to beat Alabama Huntsville. 5,500 people, standing room only crowd. A year later, I run into Alabama Huntsville's coach at the NCAA Final Four. He comes over to me, he says, Billy, I got to tell you something. He said, you know, our run to the national championship, now they lost in the semifinals of the national championship. They beat us that night in a close game. He said, our run to the finals, the toughest game we had was Florida Tech. He said, I remember that vividly. He said, but people in Huntsville don't remember the game. He said, everywhere I go in Huntsville, people ask me, who was that little blonde-haired kid from Florida Tech hitting all those NBA threes at halftime? He said, your son, Josh Mims, is a legend in Huntsville, Alabama.
There you go.
So that's how he's
good stuff.
He's taught himself the game, I guess.
Good stuff.
Well, you know, our favorite was not our favorite, but we spent a lot of time at Florida Tech doing Brevard Blue Duck basketball, if you can remember.
I remember those days. And, you know, I had some very good friends involved in the Blue Ducks back in the day. Brian Rowsome. You remember Brian Rowsome? Coached the Blue Ducks for a short period of time.
Right.
And he's a close friend of mine. He played for the Boston Celtics. He played for the Charlotte Hornets in the NBA for a bit. Played overseas for the Manchester Giants. I coached against him in England. And now he's coaching for the Hitachi or Toshiba, I think it's Toshiba team in Japan, in the Pro League in Japan. I just got an email from him. Their season started this weekend. So, you know, I remember the Blue Duck days vividly.
Well, you know, we got, Steve and I met Chocolate Thunder. Daryl Dawkins,
That's
he was
right.
coaching one of the teams, I believe, from
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
That's
He brought him
exactly
down
right.
to play the Blue Ducks. We got to meet him, spend a little time with him. Teddy Dupree, was it Dupree?
Yeah.
He was a Gator, and then you know, he was back with the Blue Ducks for a while. And we, there was one guy, I can't remember his name. He coached the Blue Ducks, and he played for Texas. Steve, do you remember who he was? The one that had the. Anyway, he was telling us. He says that he was in the Hall of Fame for the NBA, and I said,
Right.
"Wow, that's really neat." You know, I've never met a Hall of Famer. He said, "Well, it's not as neat as you think." He said, "My picture's in there with Michael Jordan dunking over the top of me." So, but he was in the Hall of Fame,
Hey,
Coach.
that's you know, when you any way you can get there,
you go.
counts.
Coach, we want to again appreciate you taking the time here to sit in with us.
Who's
on
that
a
guy
Friday night.
inbounding the ball for Edgewood?
That'd be
That's,
Mr. Mims,
there you
Josh
go.
Mims.
I better get out of here now. I don't want to bring him any bad luck.
There
All
you
right,
go. Coach, thank you so much again for sitting in with us, and good luck to Edgewood tonight. Maybe they can come back. They're only down 4 points.
Well, again, I thank you on behalf of both West Shore and Edgewood for being here tonight and all you've done for high school sports throughout the county.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate that very much. Just starting in the third quarter here on the campus of Edgewood Junior Senior High School, it is the Edgewood Indians against the West Shore Wildcats. And we want to thank Billy Mims, the head coach of the Florida Tech Panthers, for sitting in with us.
Thanks,
and
Coach.
helping us get through halftime. And we're back to a live game now, 26-22 in favor of West Shore. Again, the Edgewood Indians will take it out of bounds on the far side.
Your leading scorers for each team, Justin Cook, 5 for the Edgewood Indians, and it looks like you've got 2, Scott Maggetto and Raheel Imani for West Shore, as Josh Mims throws the ball to the near side. Shot, 3-point shot from the corner by Justin Cook, waved off by the referee.
And West Shore will take the ball out of bounds. That shot went through, but they're going to call no game on it. And
What happened there?
I didn't see what the call was.
I
All I
didn't
know is the
either.
ball
I
was in the
just-
air, and they called it off. Shot off the glass
Nice
and good.
looking shot.
And that is by DJ Peak. That is by Sam Tassack. He's got 5 for West Shore.
In the first quarter, starters back in the game as Justin Cook swings it over to point guard Leighton Koenig, and Koenig will set the offense at the top of, and he throws the ball in, and it looks like he's got the ball in to number 4 there. That's Kyle Russell. Russell takes the ball up and is fouled. That foul going to be on number 34, Zane Sanders, as Kyle Russell looks for his first points of the evening from the stripe. The charity stripe, I believe they call it. And his first attempt up is good. And it's 28-24 as the lead is 28-23. The lead is 5 now as Russell hit his first free throw. His second attempt is no good. Rebound to the Wildcats.
Dante Sheldon with a big rebound that time. Now he gets the ball at the other end of the court, rolls off his foot, so it'll be a turnover. West Shore will give it right back to the Indians, 28-23 in favor of the visiting Wildcats. Edgewood Indians will take the ball out of bounds.
Josh Mims inbounds the ball, gives it to point guard Leighton Koenig. Koenig across the midcourt stripe, swings it over to Justin Cook. Cook surveys the situation back to Koenig. Koenig looking, throws the ball into the corner to Kyle Russell. Russell dribbles along the near side back to Koenig again. Koenig dribbles in. Not much of a chance there.
I
don't know about that
was
one.
cheap.
I don't know about
Steve,
that.
run that play back there. Number 42, Dante Sheldon, was standing alone, put his hands straight up, and they're going to call the foul on him, and they're going to send Koenig to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about that one, but Koenig, the smallest guy on the floor at the moment, with an opportunity to bring this to within a 3-point game, and he hits the first one for his first points of the evening. Leighton Koenig, the point guard for the Edgewood Indians. Koenig dribbles, puts it up, and he kisses it in off the iron, and it's now 28-25.
We've got ourselves a ball game. West Shore with the lead. They're going to bring the ball in bounds. Tasak will be fouled by number 32, John Michael Zepp.
Going to call push here as Coach Carlos Montilla saying a couple of words to John Michael Zepp there, doing a little coaching as the West Shore Wildcats are at the stripe. Wilbur.
My name's not Wilbur.
Horrible.
You know, you could be replaced real quick.
Yeah, I know.
Tasak makes his first free throw as Larry laughs at the game. 29-25 in favor of West Shore. I told you it wasn't a good idea, Steve, to bring him. Tasak with a second shot, a little too hard. Rebound. We're going to have a lane violation.
It's been a rough afternoon. We'll leave it at that.
29-25. And Sam Tasak will get another opportunity here. First one, lane violation against Edgewood. Made his first free throw. And he'll get set to go here. Ball in the air, and it is good. He's got
good free throw shooting.
7 points for West Shore.
Koenig will take the ball and inbound here to Justin Cook. Cook back to Koenig, and Koenig will bring the ball up here. Cook over to John Michael Zepp. Zepp in the corner to Koenig. Koenig tries to force one in there to Russell, but this is a chase.
Bygraves is going to chase it all the way down, and he'll run it out of bounds. It will go back to the Indians.
Wilbur. I don't even know where I came up with that. Probably the same place I came up with Steve Smith. Anyway, Kyle Russell over the corner with a 3. Was that a 3? Nope, just a 2. But Russell with points 2 and 3. And it's a 30-27 West Shore lead.
West Shore with the ball now. We're going to have a travel called against Shelton. So it'll be a big turnover at the 30-27 mark here in the scoring. 5:42. A couple new players coming in for both sides.
Josh Mims checks out as Dustin Smith checks in, and he will be the one inbounding the ball here. Inbounds to Koenig. I noticed Kunig's not pushing the pace of play as much as he did when he was in the game before. As John Michael Zepp over to Cook. Cook, he gets a pick there. That from Dustin Smith, and Cook goes in, but that shot is blocked.
And we're going to have a man, Bygraves, all by himself. He outruns the defense. Bygraves gets his 7th point of the ball game, 32-27.
Kunig looks, now he's forcing the play. He gets the ball over to Cook. Cook back to Kunig. Kunig in the corner. John Michael Zepp with a shot off the iron. Rebound, West Shore.
Maggetto with a good rebound. He's going to bring it down court now. He gives it off to Tasak. Tasak now going to run it to the far side, back over to Maggetto. Going to drive. He'll put it up off the glass. Are they going to give it to him?
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
Nice looking drive there. Good looking finish by Scott Maggetto as he is fouled by number 34 for Edgewood. That's Dustin Smith. And now with an opportunity to make it 35-27 if he can hit the shot from the charity stripe, Wilbur.
Maggetto shot is up, and it is good. Steve, call Anthony and see if he can come up and do the fourth quarter, please. We're in the third period here. Indians
Kyle
with the
Russell
ball.
Gives the ball over to Kunig. Kunig over to Zepp. Zepp back to Cook. Cook fires a three-pointer. No good. Rebound inside, and he is Kyle Russell, and he will get the bucket and the foul and go to the line with an opportunity to get back to within 5 here with 4:32 to go in the third quarter.
You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room, a presentation of the Florida Broadcasting Group. Orville Susong, Anthony Knockreiner wishing he was here, and so do I, in place of Alan Slaughterzinski. Steve Wilson running the video. That shot is up and good. Russell will get his 6th point of the ball game. Back to you, John.
Yeah, I hear you. And it's well deserved, by the way.
Back to you, Bob.
Yeah.
West Shore will take the ball out of bounds. Scott Maggetto with the ball. He's got 9 points in the ball game for West Shore. We're looking at a 5-point lead by the visitors at the 4:32 mark here in the third period. Maggetto trying to get the ball in, having a little bit of trouble. Edgewood's throwing a 3-point press, and they stole the ball. Shot up.
Nice looking kiss off the glass by John Michael Zepp after Leighton Kunig steals the inbound pass. 35-32.
Coming back the other way, 6 points by Zepp. Shot. Nice pass underneath. Having trouble, going to give it off to Dwight Bygraves. He misses a shot. West Shore will get the rebound, but number 32, Bernard Kent, is hammered. They should arrest the guy for that.
Yeah, or it looked like Justin Cook in there on that foul. And we've now got 20 fouls total here in the third quarter.
And you made 4 just on my name, so I certainly appreciate that.
Let's not exaggerate here. I'll tell you.
Bernard Kent now going to the line. I'm going to try to talk over you so no one can hear you. Bernard Kent with the free throw line now for the West Shore Wildcats. They're up by 3. Game getting tighter. A little bit hard off the back of the rim, and it will fall to the floor. Shot and no good. Back into the ball game now for West Shore will be Abdullah Shazoo. And going to the line for the second shot will be Bernard Kent. Kent missed his first shot. 35-32 in favor of West Shore. Shot is up again. Hard off the back of the rim. Goes out of bounds off of a Edgewood player.
That's a good, Kyle Russell had a good-looking block out there, but Bygraves managed to get underneath to force the turnover.
Abdullah Shazoo will take the ball out of bounds now. Edgewood shows a full court press. On this side, they do. They get it in. Shot up off the glass, no good. A little bit hard rebound. Shot up by West Shore, no good. And they'll, again, West Shore. This time it will be good. Dwight Bygraves came up with the loose ball and just tossed it up, and it went through. And he was fouled on the play. He's got 9 points in the ball game, and he'll go to the line to try to add a point to it with the clock stopped.
Yeah, Orville, this kid has got a good-looking shooting motion. He's fluid, and I like how he goes right back up with the ball.
Shot is up, a little bit hard on the back of the rim, and the West Shore will end up with it. Now we're going to have a jump ball. Possession will go to West Shore, so they'll get the ball back.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that Edgewood is able to hang on to the basketball here, and it's hurting them. They pulled it within 3. Now the lead is up to 5, but West Shore will once again inbound here as Abdullah Shazoo looks for an open guy.
Underneath their own basket, trying to get it in, and he does. He gets it into Maggetto. We're going to have a foul on the play. Maggetto heading to the basket, and we're going to go to a 1-and-1. Should be a 2 points. We've got 10 fouls on the floor. Should be 2.
As you said, it's not 1-and-1.
No, it should be. It should be
Straight
2
shots, right?
Should be 2 shots. Yeah.
And there's the signal.
Now he's changing
Yep.
it. Okay. So going to the line for the West Shore Wildcats will be number 33, Scott Maggetto. He's got 9 points for the visitors, and they've got a 5-point lead. First shot is up and good. He's got 10 points in the ball game, 4 in this quarter, 6 at the half. So he's looking at 10 points right now. He is our leading scorer, I believe. So second opportunity from the charity stripe. It is up, and it's a little bit too hard, but he gets his own rebound. Dishes it outside to Freeman. Freeman, 10-foot shot up, no good. We're going to have a traveling call on the shot, and it'll be a turnover. Goes back to West Shore.
The one disadvantage I can see as Josh Mims looks to inbound the ball to Koenig is size. There's a big size difference on this floor right now, Orville. Koenig gives the ball back to Mims, and Mims dribbles to the near side. Mims turns his back, looks for Cook. Cook does not have. He gets the ball over to Zepp.
Oh, we're going to have a foul called on Abdullah Shazoo from West Shore. A little bit of knee and a pass there as he went by. So 38-32 with 3:34 to go. West Shore will get called for the foul. Going to the line will be the Edgewood Indians.
Should be 2 here for Dustin Smith. Again, you heard Orville give you the score, 3:34 to go. 6-point West Shore lead with an opportunity to cut it for 4 here. Dustin Smith with 2 points on the night, looking for his third. Does not hit the first one. As
Zach still here?
the referee gives the ball back to Smith here. Smith dribbles, eyes the basket, fires up his second free throw, and it is also no good. Rebound goes to West Shore.
Excuse me, Scott Maggetto comes up with it. He's still got the ball. Full court press now by the Edgewood Indians, trying to cause a turnover on the West Shore side to get back into this ball game. They're down 6 points at the 3-minute and 12-second mark. Maggetto with the ball at the top of the key. He's going to drive, going to put it up. He's going to be hammered. He'll go to the floor hard. He'll get fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. Scott Maggetto, 10 points in the ball game, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
Dustin Smith on the hack there for Edgewood, sending Maggetto to the line. Maggetto's been good from the line tonight.
Getting ready to go here now. Got a couple substitutions coming in. We're at the 3:08 mark in the third quarter. Scott Maggetto now goes to the line to shoot 2. He's got 10 points in the ball game. Shot is up. He makes the first one. He's got 11 now. He have an opportunity now for one more shot.
From my calculations, he's only missed 1 free throw tonight.
Maggetto now ready to go with 11. Shot is up, a little hard off the back, rebounded by Dante Shelton. Shelton now gives it to Maggetto. Maggetto shoots and a 10-footer, and it's good.
Maggetto with a nice night going here as Russell inbounds to Koenig, and it's 41-32 in timeout here by Coach Montia, as he wants to talk it over with his Edgewood Indians as they trail by 9 with 2:56 to go in the third quarter. Orwell, I mean, there is a size difference on the court. It does seem to be affecting the play of the Edgewood Indians. They seem to be bouncing off of players like Scott Maggetto, who's got a little bit of height and a little bit of weight to him.
Well, you know, they have the same players in the third period as they had in the first period, and the difference was the same in the first quarter, just due to the fact that you can only play 2 quarters in middle school basketball. So the coach picked it that way for a reason, Then he substitutes around that. But this timeout's been brought to you by DeCandio and Associates, Allstate Insurance. Jennifer DeCandio, the principal agent. She's located at 950 Fay Boulevard in Port St. John. You can call her at 631-3777 for life, auto, property, commercial. Want to roll over a 401k like Alan needs to do? How about boats, RV, motorcycles? They do it all at DeCandio and Associates, Allstate Insurance.
Koenig now with the ball across the mid-stripe over to Josh Mims. Mims inside to Dustin Smith. Smith shoots, the ball goes off the iron. He chases his own rebound. We got a whistle and a push foul here on, looks like number 33, Scott Maggetto. He's going to get the foul, pick up the foul. I believe that's his third, Orville.
Dustin Smith will go to the line for Edgewood to shoot 2. He's got 2 points in the ball game, made them way back in the first quarter.
Good hustle play by Dustin to get his own rebound, causing the foul situation. That one just a little to the right. As the score remains 41-32, West Shore, 2:45 to play here in the third quarter, as Dustin Smith looks to take his second free throw attempt, 0 for his last 3. Puts it up, and that one looks good all day long. So it's 41-33, 2:45 to go here, third quarter.
Maggetto will bring the ball inbounds, gives it all to Shelton. Shelton back to the Ghetto, almost lost it. Now he gives it back, stolen by the Indians.
Yeah, Smith jumps right in there, steals the ball as John Michael Zepp brings it up over to Josh Mims on the far side. He gets the ball back to Dustin Smith, and in and out.
Sheldon with the rebound. Oh, and we're going to go to the floor. If you saw that one, you'll understand that was a tough rebound. Great job by Kyle Russell to go up and yank that ball out of Dante Sheldon's hands, but he paid for it as he hit the floor hard. But the Indians will get the ball out of bounds underneath their own basket.
Getting a bit chippy here, Orville, these two rivals, West Shore and Edgewood. As Koenig looks to inbound, he does so to Mims. Mims at the top of the key, dribbles around to the near side, back to the far side. Zepp in with the shot, no good, and a good hustle play there by, I can't get the number, that's Dustin Smith, who gets the rebound, and Maggetto is going to pick up his, that's got to be his fourth, either his third or his fourth foul. Orville second within the last minute and a half, sending Dustin Smith to the line.
41-33, 2 minutes, 11 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It feels like we've been here for a week all of a sudden. Maybe it's just because you're sitting beside me.
It could be. It could be.
I need to call Jennifer DeCandio and see if I can get some microphone insurance or something.
We're television stars now. Do you see that?
No, we're not. I have face for radio. Thank you. I'm willing to admit that, and there's nothing you can say about it.
Steve Wilson doing a great job on the camera
Smith
tonight.
missed his first game, made the shot, made the second one. He's got 4 points in the ball game. West Shore with the ball. Full court press is giving West Shore a lot of trouble. They finally get it into Bygraves. And now coming Maggetto with the ball. He's all over the place. Hands it off to Shazoo. Shazoo loses it a little bit. That'll roll over to Josh Freeman. Freeman's going to slow things down a little bit and try to get his guys back into a little bit of a pattern here. Everybody wanting a travel call there. Ball is blocked. Mims comes up with it. Then Mims loses it. And Abdul Shazoo will pick it up, and he'll lay it up off the glass. His first 2 points of the game.
Koenig crosses the mid-strip, dribbles behind the back. Got a little too fancy for his own good there as Dwight Bygraves up and in.
Bygraves showing his speed again. That's the third time he's broke loose in front of the defense and able to outrun him.
Mims with a good-looking three-point shot that does not fall. Rebound to West Shore, 45-34, minute 10 to play here in the third quarter. That pass stolen, and then stolen back, and then stolen back again. Underneath that is number 34, and he doesn't get it to go. Kyle Russell tries to go back up with it. Finally, we'll get the foul here. We had 3 passes, all 3 of them stolen by the opposing team, finally leading to Kyle Russell being fouled and put at the charity stripe as Russell looks for his fourth and fifth points of the night here. 45-34, 9-point West Shore Wildcat lead, 56.7 points to go. I'm sorry, Kyle Russell looking for his 7th and 8th points.
You had me
of the
confused
night
there for
here.
a second. Russell's shot is up and good. He's got 7 points, all coming here in the third quarter.
I'm sorry, it was an 11-point lead. Now it's a 10-point West Shore lead. Looking to get it under double digits here. Russell bends the knees, flexes the elbow, just misses.
Dante Sheldon goes up with a big rebound right there. He'll dish it off to Maggetto. Maggetto having trouble crossing line, being guarded by Justin Cook. Maggetto now looking for a little bit of help. It gives it off to Josh Freeman. Stolen by the Indians.
That's number 34, Dustin Smith, up and cannot convert the steal. Russell, and it is stolen back by Smith. Good hustle play, but Bygraves gets in there. Mims now with the ball, up with the ball as Abdullah Shazoo pokes it away from Mims, but it will remain Edgewood ball as Mims will now look to inbound with 27.2 to go here in the third quarter. But the West Shore Wildcats holding a comfortable 10-point lead.
They called a foul. I didn't see a flag on the ground.
I didn't see a flag on the ground either. That's Josh Mims at the line. Mims so far tonight with 3 points in the game. He'll be looking for 4 and 5 here. Cut the lead under 10. Mims up and nothing but net. His 4th point of the night. Of course, we had his dad, head coach Billy Mims, on at end of the second quarter into halftime. Head coach of the Florida Tech Panthers. 45-36, 27.2 seconds to go here. West Shore Wildcats with a 9-point lead as Josh Mims looks to convert his 2nd consecutive free throw. The deep breath, shoulders up, the ball in. Mims converts them both. He now has 5 on the night.
45-37, 27 seconds left to go here in the third period. West Shore trying to get the ball in bounds. They finally get it over to Maggetto. Maggetto loses it, but he gets it back. Now they get it back to him. He comes to the near side, dribbles behind his back, ball over to Shazoo. Shazoo, 3-point shot up, no good. The ball is going to go out of bounds off of Dante Shelton, and it will go back to the Edgewood Indians.
13.4 seconds to go here. 45-37 West Shore lead as Justin Cook brings the ball in now. We've only got 11 seconds to go here. He's in the corner, back to Russell. Russell looks, he's back over to Zepp. Zepp to Smith. Cook with a shot from the corner.
Good call.
He stepped out of bounds.
Good call. I just happened to be looking down the line. The official saw it. It was a good call by the official. Justin Cook caught the ball, stepped back to shoot a 3, and his back heel stepped on the line. So that will be a turnover. 6 seconds to go here in the ball game, in the third quarter. And West Shore will take the ball out of bounds.
Saying he had his heel up, Orwell. You're looking right down the line.
Yeah, he stepped on it. We'll have to talk to Rocky. Shot up at the buzzer. They're going to wave it off, and it's no good at the end of the third quarter. It is 45-37 in favor of the West Shore Wildcats. We'd like to thank Al's Trophy Shop in their 2 locations, one in Brevard County on Palm Bay Road in Palm Bay, the other on US 1 just north of the beach line in Cocoa. We're going to thank Al's Trophy Shop. Al's Trophy Shop can be reached by phone at 636-6188.
Fantasy Pools. This portion of the Friday Night Locker Room is funded by Fantasy Pools. Owner Joshua Jones is 23 years swimming pool building experience. Fantasy Pools offers concrete, fiberglass swimming pools and is licensed and insured. They are San Juan fiberglass pool distributors. Fantasy Pools is located at 17-4 South Huntington Lane in Rockledge. The phone number 321-863-2560. This Friday Night Locker Room, the Friday Night Locker Room is funded by Space Coast Tire. Space Coast Tire is an automotive repair service located at 1732 South Huntington Lane in Rockledge. Batteries, tires, brakes, oil changes, alignments, and more. Phone number to Space Coast Tire, 321-639-4008. As head coach Montia sends his troops back out on the floor here, trailing 45-37. The final 8 to go here. Orville in the fourth quarter.
West Shore will take the ball out of bounds, and Rakib will do the honors. We've got the big fella, number 34, Zane Sanders, back on the floor. Stolen by the Edgewood Indians right off the bat, and we're going to have a foul called against West Shore. Nice job by Mikey Moss, stepped in front of the pass, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Took it right to the hoop and gets fouled by number 34 there. That's Zane Sanders on the foul as Mikey Moss at the charity stripe. Mikey had a good second quarter when he was in. And he hits his first free throw. Mikey Moss with his third point of the night. 45-38, 7:55 to go here in the final quarter. Mikey up with it and hits the front of the iron, bounces out. You've got a foul.
Zane Sanders finally came down with it. He tried to pass it out, and he was fouled as he was trying to push the outlet pass. So he'll come down to his end of the court. Zane Sanders with 5 points in the ball game, all of them coming in the second quarter. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 7:53 here to left in the ball game. 45-38 in favor of West Shore. You're listening to the Monday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room. Orville Susong, Steve Wilson, and Alan Slaughterzinski bringing you the play-by-play of the girls' game earlier that West Shore won. And the game here, the boys, that's too hard off the glass. Rebound will go to the Indians. They'll lose it. Zane Sanders will pick it up, but in the meantime, in the transaction, we'll have a foul on West Shore. They'll walk it down to the other end of the court, and this time I believe it will be Rowan Richter will go to the line.
Rowan Richter looking for his third and fourth points of the night, looking to close the lead here to 5 if he can hit them both right now. 45-38, 7:51 to go here in the fourth quarter. Richter up with it, in and out. A 1-and-1, no good. But the ball out of bounds and will stay with the Edgewood Indians.
Zane Sanders come up with a rebound but couldn't control the ball. It rolls out of bounds off of his knee, and they'll take it out of bounds. No, they're going to send Edgewood. Oh, they must. It was 2 shots, I guess. So he's going to go back to the line. I never saw that. The official mentioned that.
Well, and he hits one of them, so it's 45-39, 6-point West Shore lead.
Richter with 3 points in the ball game now. Coming down hard, Andrew Carey. He's loose. He's going to dish it off to Sanders. Great block by Mikey Moss, but they're going to get him for the foul. They dished it underneath on the fast outlet pass to Zane Sanders. He started to go up. Mikey Moss cut it off and tried to block it, but they're going to call the foul on him.
Very similar to the situation down at the other end of the floor a little bit ago when we saw Zane Sanders do the very same thing with a good defensive play that they called a foul.
So we're getting ready to go here. Sanders now ready. He's got the ball from the free throw line. 45-39. Shot is up and good. Sanders with his first point of the fourth quarter.
Moss inbounds to DJ Peak, who head coach Billy Mims really liked from Florida Tech. Peak swings it inside to Moss, but the ball is tipped away there, and it's taken back by Moss. Moss throws it just a little. Oh, he does indeed save the ball as Rowan Richter saves it to DJ Peak, but we've got a foul here.
Foul's going to be on Andrew Carey of the West Shore Wildcats.
It looks like Rocky's down there voicing his opinion as Coach Carlos Montea watches DJ Peak get set to shoot 2 with an opportunity to close this to a 5-point lead. Peak's first foul shot is good, and Peak with his third point of the night. Peak looking to make this a 5-point West Shore lead. The official puts the ball in play. Peak is up with it, and he hits them both. DJ Peak with 4 points on the night now. 46-41 West Shore.
Thomas Wellman will take the ball out of bounds for West Shore, trying to find a little bit of help, and he does in Pollock. Pollock now caught in the corner is number 13, Andrew Curie. And they're going to call a jump ball. Seemed to me there should have been a foul called there, but over the back on one side and in the front on the other by 2 Edgewood Indians.
Well, the possession arrow is going to go to the Edgewood Indians, and number 14, Jordan Umgo, swings it into DJ Peak. Peak crosses the midcourt line. He gives it off to Jacob Babushka. Babushka dribbles in. Oh, he is stopped by number, what is that? Check that, number 22 for West Shore. It's Thomas Wellman. And Wellman with a good defensive play there and gets fouled in the process. So Wellman will go to the charity stripe with an opportunity to make this a 7-point West Shore lead.
Thomas Wellman going to the line. No points tonight for Wellman. He'll step to the line at the 7:10 mark here in the fourth quarter. Wellman now ready to go. Takes a look, bounces twice. Shot is up. A little hard off the back of the rim. And he'll miss his first shot. He'll have an opportunity for one more. 7:10 mark here in the fourth quarter, 46-41, a 5-point lead by the West Shore Wildcats. Shot is up, no good. Rebound goes to Mikey Moss of Edgewood.
Mikey Moss brings the ball up, finds, looks for Umgo. Umgo shoots off the side of the rim. Mikey Moss with the rebound. He gets it back up with it, but cannot convert. And that's number 10, Jacob Babushak, there on the floor with the ball. And the official says that it's Edgewood. I believe still the ball will remain with Edgewood, and it does as DJ Peak looks to inbound here. Peak smacks the ball, calls the play, up to Moss. Moss with a sort of kind of like an alley jump hoop there. Doesn't go, calls a jump ball. The possession arrow now sits with the West Shore Wildcats, and they indeed will get possession of the ball following the jump ball call. Looking to bring the ball here is Thomas Wellman, as Wellman gets the ball into Andrew Kearney. Kearney travels, and the ball goes back to the Edgewood Indians here. 6:54 to play in the fourth quarter, 46-41 West Shore lead. Mikey Moss and DJ Peak. Peak with the ball now. He crosses the midcourt stripe, and he now calls the play, sets the play, throws the ball in to Rowan Richter, but it's no good as number 1, Harvey Pavlik, comes in with it up. No good. Mikey Moss gets the rebound. A lot of back and forth play. The ball's on the floor again. Number 14, Jordan Umgo, went up with it, and he was fouled. So he'll go to the free throw line looking for 2 here and an opportunity to close the West Shore lead to 3.
And this free throw brought to you by Advanced Tax Center for individual, corporate, partnership, estate, and trust tax returns. Advanced Tax Center also offers bookkeeping and payroll services. Give them a call at 636-8561.
And Umgo looking for his first points of the night, if my records are correct here. Does not get it. 46-41, 6:35 to play here in the fourth quarter. He's got 1 shot to go. Takes a look at the basket, throws down a couple of dribbles, concentrate, focus, takes the deep breath. He's up with it, and he gets Umgo with his first points of the night. 46-42, West Shore.
Wellman out of bounds for West Shore to Pollock. Pollock loses the ball, and then Wellman will get it back. Got a man open. Nice little layup there by Zane Sanders. He's got 8 in the ball game, and that cuts the lead by 6.
Mikey Moss brings the ball up, hands off to DJ Peak. Peak in the lane, dishes out there. That's number 10, Jacob Babushak, back to Peak. Peak at the top of the key, hands the ball off to Mikey Moss. Mikey Moss looking to shoot, does not. Instead, gives the ball to number 14. That's Jordan Umgo. Umgo shoots, doesn't hit anything. Mikey Moss gets the rebound, gives it to Peak. Peak slows it down. Peak back to Babushak. Babushak over to Moss inside with a good-looking pass to Rowan Richter, but he cannot handle it off his fingertips and back to the Wildcats.
So West Shore will take the ball out of bounds. Doing the honors now will be number 22, Thomas Wellman. And the ball's going to be thrown out of bounds as Lath Rukup, trying to get it over to a teammate, throws it out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. The Edgewood Indians will get the ball back at the 5:49 mark.
DJ Peak with the ball now, the point guard, slowing things down a little bit, brings it in. He gets the ball. That's over to Jacob Babushek. Babushek back to Umgo. Umgo over to Peak in the corner, the far corner. Peak dribbles, loses control of the ball, goes out of bounds, and the ball back to the West Shore Wildcats. 5:30 to play.
Another turnover by the Edgewood Indians. Score 48-42. Edgewood gives the ball back to the Wildcats. They'll take it out of bounds. Pollock handling the ball on the offensive side. And we're going to have another palm call.
That's the third one of the game, fourth one tonight.
You're going to pay him after what he said to me? West Shore gives the ball back to the Edgewood Indians.
DJ Peak looks to inbound, does so inside to Richter. Richter cannot hold on to it.
Going to go out of bounds. It'll be the West Shore ball at the 5:25 mark. Taking the ball out of bounds will be Thomas Wellman. Wellman over to Henry Pollock. Pollock now almost lost it, trying to get it in, and he brings it over to Rupka. Rupka in a lot of trouble, throws the ball off of the leg of Jordan Ungos, and it will be West Shore ball underneath their own basket.
Did you see the look on Jordan Ungos' face when the ball went off of him? He was fit to be tied.
West Shore with the ball inbounds. They give it off to Zane Sanders. Around they go. Now Pollock ends up with it back to Sanders. Sanders across way up to the top of the key to Rukab. Work the ball in. Is going to lose it. Picks it up. A lot of trouble.
What's the call going to be here?
Surely
Timeout.
it's not going to be a timeout called.
You said surely it's not, but it is.
Well, I was going to say surely we were not going to call it. I thought they were going to call a jump ball, and the other guy didn't even have his hands on it. So 48-42 with 5 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the Friday Night Locker Room on SpaceCoastDaily.com and also on FNLR.net. We want to thank Tom Palermo at SportsCenter and thank Giles and Tom for keeping everything going here. What a partnership that is turning out to be between the Friday Night Locker Room and Space Coast Daily. And then we have to go find Allen, of all people. But 6-point lead here in the fourth quarter. And we got a timeout here, and this timeout brought to you by DeCandio and Associates Allstate Insurance. If you have a motorcycle, if you have an RV, if you have a boat, if you have a bad attitude like Allen, call DeCandio and Associates at Allstate Insurance. Jennifer DeCandio, the principal agent there. If you want to see her in person, and I suggest that you do that, go to 950 Fabe Boulevard in Port St. John, or give her a call at the Port St. John office at 631-3777. West Shore with the throw in. They get it off to Pollock. Pollock now being guarded by DJ Peak. The ball goes over into the corner. Back to Pollock, almost lost it. Pollock, one of the smallest guys on the court for West Shore, being guarded by one of the smallest guys. Shot is up by West Shore, no good. The rebound goes into Zane Sanders' hands. He puts it back up. He's got 10.
DJ Peak now brings the ball all the way back up. He swings it to the far side or near side. Back to Peak at the top of the key. Over to Umgo. Umgo looking. He finds a Moss. Moss back to Umgo. Umgo gets the ball over to Babushek. Babushek to Umgo. Umgo at the top of the key. He lobs it in to Moss. Moss inside to Richter. And Richter with a nice looking lay in 50-44.
Richter with his third point of this quarter. He's got 5 in the ball game. West Shore now brings it down, going coast to coast, misses a shot. Sanders misses a shot, goes back to DJ Peak.
Peak with the rebound, needs to slow it down a little, but it's going to take it to the hoop. It is ball. That was all ball, but we're going to get a foul here called by the referee. I believe it's going to be on number 34 here. Yeah, it's going to be on Carlos Casablanca, I believe.
That's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Starring Steve Wilson.
Before my time a little bit. I'm batting 1,000 tonight, aren't I? DJ Peak at the free throw line. As Short in terms as Harvey Pavlik is DJ Peak right there with him as being one of the smaller guys on the floor. But he's quick, very quick, as you heard head coach Billy Mims refer to him. Dribbles hard. Up with the free throw, and it is good. And DJ Peak has hit 3 of his last 4, and it's 50-45 West Shore. The ball is in.
West Shore takes the ball out of bounds. Henry Pollock will do the honor. Stolen by the Indians.
And up to Mikey Moss. Moss tries to get it in, but he cannot. DJ Peak jumps right in there and ties up. Big number 22, Thomas Wellman. Mission accomplished as the Edgewood Indians will get the ball back. So 3:56 to go here in the final period. 50-45. West Shore as Jordan Umgo looks to inbound the ball. He calls the play, pats the ball, gets it back to Mikey Moss. Moss over to Peak. Peak over to Umgo. Umgo wide open shot, cannot hit it. The rebound goes to West Shore.
Rukab with the rebound, dishes it off to Henry Pollock. Pollock coming up to the near side. Wilkins with a shot, 3-point shot up off the side of the rim, no good. Ball will go out of bounds off of a West Shore player. Turnover back to the Edgewood Indians.
Rukab pushed in the face there, no call. Inadvertent, of course, as DJ Peak.
Officials
got a whistle here.
He's going to call a timeout. He's don't know exactly what's happening. Something to do with the clock. So now they're going to start it over again, 50-45. Edgewood with the ball.
Peak inbounds to Umgo. Umgo will bring it across the midcourt stripe this time. Calls out the play. Looks for Moss. Overthrows him. Ball intercepted by Rukab.
And he's going to lose it. There'll be a turnover. Now they're going to foul him. Rukab will come to the line. He has no points in the ball game, but he'll have an opportunity to shoot 2 with the clock stopped. His team down 50-45. 2 big free throws here for the West Shore Wildcats. They have a 5-point lead as Rupka goes to the line. Shot is up and good. Nice looking shot there from the free throw line.
Good looking free throw shooters for both these teams so far tonight. Rukab nothing but net there.
Shot is up, no good. Rebound goes to the Edgewood Indians.
Babushak ahead to Peak. Peak looking to push the play now. Almost kind of sort of has to with just 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Inside to big number 30, Rowan Richter, and he gets his 6th and 7th point of the night.
West Shore with the ball now, having a little bit of trouble. Full court press. Coming down, dishes it off. It's going to go right to Steve Wilson. He makes a nice save. Steve Wilson kicks it back to the Edgewood Indians. They'll go back the other way.
So Jacob Babushak inbounds the ball to DJ Peak, and Peak will trot the ball across the half court, calls out the play, dribbles inside, dishes out to Umgo. Umgo misses the shot. Mikey Moss with the rebound. Moss loses the ball. That's number 30 again. Oh, in and out for Rowan Richter, and the rebound to number 22 of West Shore, Thomas Wellman.
And they saved it. Now they're going to say it went out of bounds.
He stepped on the line.
Yeah. Well, so they're going to give the ball back to the Edgewood Indians. 51-47, 2:37 to go here. A lot of people now losing a little bit of control when they have the ball.
Yeah.
Getting to be really exciting times here on the campus of Edgewood Junior High School.
Critical possessions as Peak shoots a 3 off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by West Shore's Rukab.
See, there's an opportunity there for you to take time. You still have plenty of time on the clock. You're behind. 3-point shot, if you miss it, is not going to help you at all, and that's exactly what happened.
No.
They finally get the ball in Wilkins' hands. Wilkins now full court press by the defense. Dishes it off. Shot is up and good, and that goes to number 14, I believe, Rukim.
Yeah, that's a 4-point swing there. An opportunity down to the other end that you talked about. He forces the shot. It doesn't go. Instead, West Shore gets the points. Now Peak inside the number 10. That's Jacob Babushak, who does convert. 53-49, Orville.
And West Shore with the ball. They bring it in to Wellman. Wellman gives it off to the Rukab. Rukab Dribbling really high. He's going to have to be careful with that. Drive, shot up, no good. Thomas Wellman caught it. We're going to have a foul on the play. And Wellman will go to the line to shoot 2 for the West Shore Wildcats. The clock stopped at the 1:34 mark here in the fourth period.
Foul on Rowan Richter, who's really had himself a nice fourth quarter here for the Edgewood Indians.
Shot is up. Wellman excited, his first point of the game. So Wellman now ready to go here. We'll see what happens. Shot is up a little bit too hard. Rebound Edgewood.
Number 10, Jacob Babushak with the rebound. DJ Peak runs into the referee who's standing at the scores table. And there's a timeout on the floor with 1:33 to go here as the West Shore Wildcats hold a 54-49 over the Edgewood Indians. In Orville, this has been an exciting game, as we heard head coach Billy Mims talking about before. The first game between these two teams, a very exciting finish as well.
1 point game the first time. West Shore, I believe, winning that one. The score here now 54-49 in favor of West Shore with 1:33 seconds left to go.
Yeah, plenty of time left here. It's just a 5-point lead. That's a 2-possession game, a 3 and a 2. Or, as you said, you don't have to force it. Hit a couple of 2s. West Shore seems to be having problems with that full court press of Edgewood. Keep the press on.
Well, the key point there that I was trying to make was, there was almost 3 minutes on the clock. You're down by 5. No reason to just run down there and throw up a 3 to try to get your ball team back into this ball game. You take your time, you try to get a cutter going through the lane or something like that and get a nice shot that you have a good opportunity to make. Instead, they shoot the 3, they miss it. West Shore brings the ball down and they make a nice, easy layup, and all of a sudden it's a 5-point swing there. So that's, those are the things. Of course, they're middle school. Like Billy Mims said, you got to watch out for that. They're very, very young.
Peek into Richter as Richter takes the shot. He goes right up with it. With big Thomas Wellman there with the swat. It's going to remain Edgewood ball as DJ Peak looks to inbound with $1:24 to play here. The final period. Peak smacks the ball, calls the play, and gets it into Babushak. Babushak back to Peak. Peak with a 3-point shot does not go as
Rukov gets a rebound. He'll give it back to Henry Pollock. Pollock will bring it across the half-court line. 1:18 to go. Pollock down into the corner they go now to Rukov. Rukov shoots it up, and it's good.
Nice looking shot by Rukov as DJ Peak now does have to force play here for Edgewood, and he forces it a little too much there. Luckily, Mikey Moss saves it, but we're going to have a jump ball here, I believe. Should be, anyway. It looks like we're going to shoot 2 here, and the foul's going to be on West Shore as Jacob Babushak goes to the line. Babushak on the night, just 2 points, looking for points 3 and 4, and still an opportunity here with a little under a minute to play to get this to a 5-point game. Babushak fires up his first free throw, and it is good for his 3rd point of the night, 56-50 with 58.5 seconds to play as Sean Miller checks into the game. Check that, I'm sorry. Babushak with 5 points on the night. Looking for his 6th. And he does indeed have his 6th point of the night. A 5-point game, 56-51, 58.5 seconds to play.
Again, full court press. We're going to get a whistle as they throw the ball inbounds at the other end of the court. And it's going to be a 2-shot foul. West Shore will come back down. Now, there's nothing wrong with a full court press, but you're under 60 seconds now. You don't want them to take all that time to bring it down court. You have to foul. Now you have to come to this end of the court and hope Henry Pavlik. Pat is not a very good free throw shooter, but he's still going to get 2 shots. That's 56-51. So Edgewood down by 5. West Shore will send Henry Pollock to the line. He has no points in the ball game. Shot is up, and he gets his first point, and that is a big one. That could seal the deal right here as 6 points on the scoreboard in favor of West Shore.
Well, this has been an excellent free throw shooting team tonight, the West Shore Wildcats have. They have done a nice job with the free throws tonight.
Shot is up off the front of the rim. Rebound goes. We're going to have a lane violation. And
that's a killer. That's a killer, Orville.
Yep. No, see.
What did he call?
I'm not sure now. He originally called a lane violation. He may have called against West Shore. That gives the ball back to the Indians. So the Indians will take it down with less than 6 seconds left to go. And here is Allen.
And at the top of the key is Rowan Richter. Richter over to DJ Peak. Peak, somebody's looking to fire up. They got to get a shot off soon here, and they do, and it is no good as Jordan Umgo fires it up. On the ground there is number 22, Thomas Wellman, who's been a defensive stalwart tonight for the West Shore Wildcats. And it will be West Shore ball with 38.3 to go here and a 6.57-51 lead.
And we'll have to remind everybody that after the ball game, Steve Wilson will be handing out the Friday night locker room. Well, actually, the Monday night's edition of the Friday night locker room, the player of the game plaque. We'll have one for the West Shore boys and one for the Edgewood boys. Who will get it? It will be a coin toss. Only Steve Wilson will know. So we'll wait and see there. But we've got 57 points for West Shore and 51 for Edgewood. We've got a 6-point lead by the visiting team. Last time these two teams got together, like Billy Mims told us earlier, West Shore won by 1. I believe it was 59-58. So it could be right around the same score. I don't think we're going to get that high by Edgewood because that's a long way to go in 38 seconds.
Rivals, as Billy Mims said, this has been a good basketball game. Never got, what was that, 10-point lead at one time.
West Shore will take it out of bounds. Rukamp gives it off to his teammate Amai. Amai is going to have a foul, and that's what you have to do. Nice foul quickly by Jordan Ungos.
Yep.
And that will take it down to 36 seconds.
Hey, actually, check that. Number 20, Sean Miller, on the foul there for Edgewood. As the referee is explaining something to Carlos Montilla, the head coach for the Edgewood Indians.
And we're going to have still a conversation going on now. The referee's going to talk to the scorer's booth and going to give him two shots. Go into the line. Raul Amaya will go to the line to shoot 2 for the West Shore Wildcats. 36 seconds on the clock. Clock is stopped for these 2 free throws. Shot is up, and it is good.
Clutch free throw shooting wins every time.
And that will be 7 points for Raul. And he'll go back to the line with an opportunity to add 1 to his point score. Coming into the ball game now for West Shore is number 13, Andrew Curie. He's got 2 points in the ball game. Amai will go back to the line to shoot his second of 2 free throws. He made his first one, 7-point lead. Shot is up, rolls around, and good. 8-point lead now by West Shore with under 37 seconds.
Edgewood looking for something quick here is DJ Peak. More than likely going to have to shoot from beyond the arc here. Peak, though, dribble penetrates inside the number 30, and that's Richter who gets 2 points. 59-53, 22 seconds to play.
They got a foul, but they let him get away with it. He loses the ball on the ground. We're going to have a tie up, and it will go to West Shore.
West Shore, yep.
They will get the ball.
Possession.
Missed opportunity there. Edgewood should have fouled a minute as soon as they got the ball, and they didn't. But we're going to have a timeout on the floor. 59-53, 17 seconds left to go here on the campus of Edgewood Junior-Senior High School. I'd like to remind everybody, Thursday night, the Friday night locker room will be streaming again, and this time it will be football. And then on Friday night, we'll have the 2 football games going, one on 89.3 FM in North Brevard, 90.3 FM in South Brevard, and that will be on WPIO, also streaming. And Alan and Anthony, Alan, where will you guys be?
We're going to be over at Heritage High School for my first trip to Pantherville as Okeechobee and Heritage will get it on there. Heritage, of course, with a huge upset victory last week against
Osceola Cowboys.
Osceola Cowboys. Cowboys with a K, K-O-W, B-O-I-S, the third-ranked Class 8A Osceola Cowboys. Very excited to see Coach Ainsley, Deshaun Mills, and the Heritage Panthers Friday night. But I'll be there with you Thursday night, too. Aren't you excited?
Oh, yeah, I'm thrilled to death. I couldn't think of anybody else I would want there other than you.
Oh, I tell you. As DJ Peak doesn't touch the ball, and now he does. The clock dwindles down. 13 seconds to go. Peak dribbles in, throws it up. And I believe we're going to have a foul here. 59, 53, 22. The foul's going to be on Thomas Wellman of West Shore. And thanks, guys, for allowing me to be a part of this tonight. I appreciate it, Steve and Orville and Tom Palermo back at Sports Center in Merritt Island.
Well, like Steve always says, enjoy it. It may be your last.
I hear you. Peak does not hit his first one. 11 and a half seconds to go here. 59-53 for the West Shore Wildcats. Peak so far tonight with 4 points in the game. Looking for number 5 here. And he does not get it. Rebound to West Shore, and we've got another foul called here as a whopping 1.7 seconds came off the clock. But Wellman goes to the free throw line for the West Shore Wildcats, and he, I believe, is looking for his first points of the night.
Wellman has 1 point. He made a free throw in the fourth quarter. (59-53) in favor of West Shore. Wellman going to the line. He has 1 point. Shot is up off nothing but air. They should hit him in the head with the basketball.
It happens. It absolutely happens. You ought to see my basketball ability.
I'm not going to bite on that.
I wouldn't.
Free throw is up. Wellman gets his second point of the ball game.
DJ Peak brings the ball across midcourt. One last shot here, and Peak up with it, no good. Mikey Moss up with it, and he's going to be fouled with 2.5 seconds to go here in the contest as the West Shore Wildcats have extended their lead to the largest in the second half. It was 10 in the first, now it's 7, 60-53. 2.5 seconds to go here is Mikey Moss at the charity stripe. Moss looking for his, what is that, Moss's 10th point of the night?
Moss?
No, I'm sorry, that's Moss's 4th point of the night.
Yeah.
Moss looking for point number 5 here. He's up and no good.
Rebound goes to West Shore. We're going to have a foul immediately, and they'll head back this way.
1.8 seconds to go as Rukab will take to the free throw line. But, you know, I mean, you got to call these fouls.
Oh, absolutely. They're fouling for a reason.
Yes. Rukab tonight with 5 points in the contest, looking for 6 and 7 here. 1.8 seconds to go, nothing but air. As he walks away, giggles a little bit. Referee gives the ball back to Rukab, dribbles a couple times, puts it up, and nothing. And that'll do it as the West Shore Wildcats finish off the Edgewood Indians 60-54. Good ball game tonight. Head coach Charlie Ross's squad outduels Chris Montea's Edgewood Indians. And Indian pride shine through tonight here, but they don't get the win, Orville.
Yeah, they come up 6 points short last time these two teams met. They came up 1 point short. West Shore with the win on that one. And it was obvious that this, at the start, we thought that it could be a good ball game. At the end of the first quarter, West Shore was up 14-12. At the half, West Shore was up 26-22. West Shore took over in the third period. After the end of the third quarter, they were up 45-37, but Edgewood comes storming back, but 6 points shy. The West Shore boys win it 60-54. We're going to have the Friday Night Locker Room player of the game and also talk to the head coach of the winning West Shore Wildcats, Charlie Rossi, I believe. And so we'll see who they decide on to be the Friday Night Locker Room players of the game. So we'll look at it now. 60-54 is the score. Don't take my scoreboard away. Who are you going to do? Who are you going to have?
Well, I think we're going to take a look at Dwight Bygraves for.
Don't let him get out of here.
We need. I need Dwight Bygraves.
Scott Maggetto was the leading scorer.
Scott Maggetto. I need Scott. Can you get Scott for me?
And for the Edgewood Indians, you have Rowan Riker was the high scorer.
I'm sorry. I need Rowan, coach.
So we're going to give you the scoring here. DJ Peak for the Edgewood Indians with 5. Kyle Russell with 7. Jacob Babucci with 6 points. Justin Cook with 3. Montepiello with 1. Jordan Ungos with 1. Josh Mims with 8. Kunik with 2. Moss with 4. Riker with 9. And Zepp with 6 for a total of 54 points. And for the West Shore boys, we've got Henry Pollock with 1, Sam Tasak with 7, Raul Emiai with 8, and they're going to get the guys together again. Again, at in the second quarter, we want to thank Billy Mims, the head coach of the Florida Tech Panthers, for sitting in with us and talking to us a little bit, number one, about his trip to overseas with his team this summer, talking about a little bit about Florida Tech basketball and his enthusiasm for the middle school game. His son plays here at Edgewood, so he has an opportunity to see a lot of middle school games. We talked to him down on the sidelines of the Florida Tech Panther game and was able to talk to him a little bit and told him what we were doing. He was excited about wanting the Friday Night Locker Room to come up to Edgewood and put this game, boys and girls, on the floor or on the streaming tonight. We want to thank Tom Palermo at Sports Center on Merritt Island for taking care of that. We're going to send it down now to Alan Slaughter-Zinski. He's got the player of the game for West Shore. Alan?
We're here with Kyle Russell. Kyle, congratulations. 13 points tonight, a fine effort. Just a little short tonight. Talk about your team's effort.
I think we all tried our hardest. I mean, we just couldn't do it tonight. I think we were having an off night, a lot of turnovers, and I think next time.
Riker, not Russell.
No, it's Kyle Russell. They gave it to us backwards.
Oh, okay.
Kyle, tell me about your play tonight. You were big and physical inside. This was a physical game. Tell me about your game.
I mean, there were a lot of post rebounds where I tried to put it back up, and there was a foul, and I just couldn't make the free throws, which would have really helped this game. But I think all post players could have done a little bit better job today, and I think that would maybe got us the win.
Tell me about your future plans. What are you going to be studying as you get into high school and things of that nature?
Definitely, I want to box out a lot more because this game it wasn't working, so I want to focus a lot on that, and then catching the ball because this game it wasn't happening.
Congratulations to our Friday Night Locker Room player of the game here on a Monday night, Kyle Russell from West Shore. Kyle, thank you very much. Back to you.
Well, we had that name wrong. All this time we've been calling him Riker, and his mother's been sitting at home wanting to know who that was.
They gave it to us backwards all night, and I'm going to go down here and get the Friday Night Locker Room player of the game for Edgewood. And let's make sure we got this right. I'm sorry, for Edgewood, right?
No,
let's make sure
that was Edgewood.
For West Shore. Let's make sure we got this right.
Well, this isn't
Bygraves.
mine.
We're going to do
What'd you do
Bygraves.
with my clipboard?
We're going to do Bygraves, right?
I don't know. Where's my clipboard? Bygraves was not the leading scorer for West Shore, if that's who you were looking for. The leading scorer for was Scott Maggetto.
Scott Maggetto, that's
Make
right.
sure that pronunciation is right. But either one you want. But
Let's do Scott Maggetto.
okay, he's the leading scorer tonight for the West Shore Panthers. Allen is going to go down and get him and bring him back here. Again, we want to thank Rocky Jenkins. He's kind of like the CEO of Edgewood basketball. He was head coach here a couple years, turned it over now to and brought in some new guys. But he's running the show here upstairs, so to speak, and doing a great job. We want to thank Rocky Jenkins for helping us out, getting all the paperwork and stuff, Steve, making sure that everything was okay for us to broadcast tonight here from Edgewood Junior Senior High School.
Yeah, without the support of Rocky Jenkins and the administration at Edgewood Junior Senior High School, we would not be here tonight. So it's been a lot of fun for us. Allen's getting our player of the game for the Wildcats. He's walking this way.
But that's not him. So well, he's got the wrong. Okay. Allen's doing something here. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, but we're going to get started here in just a second. Turn the mic on now. Attaboy.
All right. Listen, our second Friday night locker room player of the game from the West Shore Wildcats is Dwight Bygrave. Dwight, congratulations, 11 points tonight. Talk about your team's performance in the victory over your rivals.
All right, so I feel like we had an all right game, but we could have done some things better. Yeah, we needed a couple more practices, but with all out, I'm really happy with it.
Well, tell me what you think you guys could have done better, because I thought you guys played a pretty controlled game tonight.
We could have played better on our defense. That's one of the things we could have played better in. I missed a lot of layups. Yeah, that's all I think.
We're here with number 23, Dwight Bygrave. The West Shore Wildcats, 11 points tonight. Our Friday night locker room player of the game here on a Monday night. Charlie Rossi, your head coach, talk about his philosophy and what he preaches to you guys.
He preaches, one of the things, if we miss a layup, we run. That's what he preaches. Defense is very important, he says, and yeah.
All right, let's congratulate Dwight Bygrave, our Friday night locker room player of the game, for the winner. 2 times this year you guys have taken down your rivals, the West Shore Wildcats. Congratulations, Dwight. Take care.
Dwight Bygrave's the player of the game for West Shore. Alan, I want to thank you there. Nice interview there. Those interviews will be up on Space Coast Daily. I don't know if they'll be up tonight or tomorrow, but you can go to spacecoastdaily.com. Tom Palermo running Sports Center for us over at Space Coast, spacecoastdaily.com. We'll get those up for you.
I'm going to see if I can grab Coach Rossi here.
Better run, Alan.
I got him. He's right here.
Okay.
We's not going anywhere. Coach Rossi, we're going to minute with you here.
All right.
We're here with Coach Charlie Rossi of the Wildcats. Coach, talk about your team's performance tonight.
Oh, it was great. It got a little dicey there for a little bit, but fourth quarter the guys came around, hit some big free throws that we really needed.
Now, we were talking to Dwight Bygrave, and one of the things he said was, we missed a lot of layups tonight. That means a lot of running, Coach.
Luckily, the season's over for him, but yes, running for missed layups does happen.
Coach, how much do you enjoy doing this? How much do you enjoy working with the kids?
Oh, it's fun. That's why I do it. I love hanging out with them. They're all fun. I did JV last year, did middle school this year. Just being around the kids is always a good time.
Charlie Rossi, congratulations. Have a great night.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Orville.
So it's all over here on the campus of Edgewood Junior High School. The girls and the boys, a Friday night locker room, Monday night edition doubleheader in basketball, middle school basketball. Second game we've done Thursday night. Like I said before, we'll be streaming football. We'll go on the air at 6:30. Friday night, we'll go on the air at 6:30, and we'll be doing the MCC, traveling over to Cocoa Beach to take on the Minutemen and boys varsity football, so that should be a good one. So we've never done this streaming before, Steve. How do we get off the air? So for Tom Palermo back at Sports Center on Merritt Island, Alan Slaughterzinski, Steve Wilson, we want to thank Billy Mims And we also want to thank Rocky Jenkins for getting us in here tonight and getting everything taken care of as far as paperwork-wise. A big kudos for Rocky. And everybody, again, want to thank Billy Mims as he waves by as he goes out of the gymnasium. But we'll see you Thursday night. And for, like I said, Tom Palermo, Alan Slaughter-Zinsky, Steve Wilson, I'm Orville Susong, thanking you for listening to a Monday night edition of the Friday Night Locker Room, brought to you by the Florida Broadcasting Group.